You are really fascinating.
No, but you are wonderful. I said it when we were off the air, and I want to say you are loving and generous, and you like women, and it's a pleasure. And whoever is the woman in your life is very lucky.
Well, thank you very much.
The secret of good communication, screaming helps. At least you get to know whether the person you're screaming at is listening. And, you know, then go in the other room and count to 10.
Through the years, you learn that everything is not that big a deal, and this isn't going to break us up no matter what. So you get used to saying, okay, let's just talk it out.
And a little humor, certainly in a marriage, goes a long way.
The book is called What Makes a Marriage Last. We were thinking that we were putting together a book that would have a lot of tips about how to have a great marriage. But the more we got into it, we realized it's what is it that makes it last?
We interviewed Sting
And Trudy, Elton and David,
We interviewed
Rob Reiner and Michelle, and Ron Howard and Cheryl, Mehmet Oz and Lisa, and Sanjay Gupta and Rebecca, and Alan Alda and Arlene Alda.
Underneath all of these interviews, these people really cared. They wanted it to last. If there's any common theme to the chats that we had, it's you have to want to have a long marriage.
You see what they did when they were confronted with the loss of a loved one, infidelity, losing their money. What makes a marriage last is what you do when you're confronted with the really big stuff. I was so intimidated working with him because, I mean, he's like the greatest interviewer in the world. When we had the Elton John interview, we got word that we'd only have a half hour. Well, I went into complete panic mode because we had, this many questions and all kinds of ideas. And so while I'm figuring that out and trying to come up with the questions, he's turned on the TV and is watching a ball game.
Every day of my show life, I was just accustomed to one guest usually per hour and me. It was a high wire act for me every day. And I'd run out in the audience with my wireless mic. You didn't know what was going to happen.
He'd say, I never prepared a question. I just went with it. I'm not Phil Donahue. I just can't go with it. I have to be a little bit prepared.
You have to take it pretty seriously at the beginning. And if you don't, I think many couples are doomed.
I didn't get married until I was 40, which, if you don't get married till you're 40, you have a lot of relationships. And I was always looking for an exit. So I think for me, marriage is about making the commitment that there is no exit. And that makes it better, somehow richer.
This is our chance to remind you to subscribe
to ARP YouTube channel and watch it.